Commissioner Martin.
Aye.
Commissioner Castler.
Aye.
Mayor Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Powell.
Aye.
Commissioner Taylor.
Aye.
Resolution number R-15-142, a resolution executing an agreement letter with Allen Gibbs and Hauk. Yeah, for sales and use tax consulting services. Stephanie Richardson, no make comments.
Mayor and Commissioners, this is the last item on the agenda related to new generation this evening. Staff has recently consulted with the Kansas Department of Revenue regarding the taxability of the equipment and the services that are being provided out on the new generation plant. After those discussions, I would say that we've had some disagreement on how some of the items should be taxed. So Burns and Mack has had experience with this with other Kansas clients. They disagree with some of the responses that we received from the Kansas Department of Revenue based on the other clients that they have worked with. They suggested that we contact someone to help us through those taxability issues just to make sure that we're getting everything correct on this project. They suggested we work with a tax attorney or a CPA firm to help with that. They have worked with Larry Arnold. He's a senior tax manager. Senior tax manager and deals with this all across the country. He has several clients in the Kansas City area, and he has made a trip down to Coffeyville just to get more familiar with our project, just to see if it's something that they can help with, and I think he feels very confident that he can help us through this process and save us some money. The engagement letter that they have offered is at their discounted fee for power generation industry, and it is at a fee of not to exceed $15,000. And if it is less than that, they'll bill us the lower amount. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer those.
How much is he going to save us?
That's kind of to be determined. There
More-
are some
more
major items.
More
that-
than 15 grand.
He's
I
indicated
think
that
so.
he would more than save us that, but that's his indication anyway.
Yeah.
So there's a property tax on this equipment.
It's
Sales
actually a
tax.
sales and use tax that we have to pay, because even though I'm sure the commission's used to thinking that the city doesn't pay sales tax, but as electric utility, we do pay sales tax. And
But
it's
any equipment that goes into the manufacturing of a product is tax exempt.
Exactly.
but
And
somebody's
that's what
got
you're trying to determine.
somebody
Right.
has to make that determination, and as
But they're
Stephanie indicated,
Right, they're telling us portions of the building will be taxable. Kansas Department of Revenue are indicating that some labor portions are not taxable.
and other items they just couldn't tell us. Kansas Department of Revenue couldn't tell us their position, whether it was to be taxed or not.
Complicated.
Very.
Need an attorney.
Our goal is to try to get it as correct as we can as we go through the process, rather than deal with a sales tax audit at the end and end up paying penalties and interest and things like
And
that.
it will impact the budget, the project budget somewhat.
Okay. I move to approve Resolution R-15-142.
Second.
Motion was made by Commissioner Powell and seconded by Commissioner Taylor to approve resolution number R-15-142 for adoption. Commissioner Castler.
Aye.
Commissioner Taylor.
Aye.
Mayor Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Powell.
Aye.
Commissioner Martin.
Aye. Thank you, Commissioners.
Ordinance number G-15-06, first reading of an ordinance to amend the weed ordinance. City Manager Kendall Francis, City Attorney Paul Kreitz will make comments.
You want me to go?
Commissioners, I don't have any prepared comments, but this item has been something we've been discussing for the past few meetings, and it was postponed until tonight's meeting, so you all would have a chance to review it and come back to staff with any questions or comments you have. You've got, I think, 2 versions in your agenda packet, a marked up version and a clean version of the proposed ordinance with the changes. I can go through those if you want me to, or you guys can have a discussion and ask questions if you want to do it that way.
I had a couple questions that I asked you.
Correct.
One of them was abandoned railroads. I used to live, as we talked, at 1613 West 5th, which is, I don't know the old line, but it went to Sherwin-Williams, went around the refinery. That is an abandoned railroad area. It wasn't my property. I mowed it because from my history, the city would mow it once, maybe twice a year. What is the situation with places like that?
And as we discussed this, we believe that, in fact, you and I drove part of that spur.
Well, you did. I told you to go over there. I didn't go with you.
Right. That it would be treated similar to the alley. We would think that you would be responsible to Midway on that spur. And